All right, welcome back to the channel. So Deontay Wilder might be winning. I think he is. But it looks like from his newest post that he is winning the battle for the Tyson Fury fight and proclaims what is understood doesn't have to be explained. And I know y'all don't like the people that sounds like. So let's talk about this fight between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury that's looking more and more like it's going to happen in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. So Deontay Wilder lost the fight to Tyson Fury back in the beginning of 2020, and he lost the fight pretty badly. He wound up, if you haven't heard, he was the WBC champion, and he wound up getting the towel thrown in because he took a real bad loss from Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury was at the top of the world. But then people actually watched the fight very closely and found out and recognized that Tyson Fury had done more than a little bit of cheating. We have documented that ad nauseum at this channel. Please go see any of the videos on Tyson Fury. However, we hit a little bit of a hurdle because Tyson Fury got his little boo-boo feelings hurt because Deontay Wilder said he thought that he was cheated. And instead of saying that he didn't cheat, Tyson Fury just said, I'm insulted and I'm pulling out of this fight. To many people that believe that Tyson Fury was less than an honorable man in that first fight, they interpret that as a duck and run. So the excuse that Tyson Fury used was that the contract expired. However, the contract obviously did not completely expire because Tyson Fury and Bob Arum, despite all of their statements to the contrary, got dragged in to court. And we'll be clear about the language here, got dragged in front of a judge who they are now talking to and trying to figure out how to go about making the fight. And if they cannot come up with an agreement on how to make the Deontay Wilder-Tyson Fury fight, then the judge will sit down and say, hey, you're going to do what I tell you to do. Here you go. And he will issue a ruling. And that ruling will be enforceable anywhere in the United States. There ain't no chance that anybody is going to allow Tyson Fury to fight in the United States if that particular judge arbitrator says, no, you need to take this fight. That's because that particular arbitrator's or mediator, because he's in the mediation phase now, so he's not the arbitrator yet. He's the mediator now. And there's a difference between mediation and arbitration. Mediation is exactly what it sounds like. The word medium, meet me at the middle, the medium, that they are going to mediate, right? And say, hey, guy, you have this problem. You have this problem. Let's work together. How can we solve it and try to get this fight made, right? Notice the difference between mediation, where their job is to sit down and talk and figure out how they can get the fight made, and arbitration, where the judge, who is trying to get the guys to play nicely together in the sandbox, once he decides, oh, no, you guys absolutely are not working together in the sandbox, let me tell you what you're going to do. And after I issue this ruling, that's what you have to do. So now you needed to understand that when Deontay Wilder posts something to Instagram like this and says, what is understood doesn't, what is, you know the saying, I just say it, I always mess it up. I hear it all the time in the ldbc. Yes, I do. That Lions Den boxing community. That's where I hear that phrase used most often. What is understood doesn't need to be explained. In fact, that is a statement that I hear constantly come from Junior the Truth. So since I know that Deontay Wilder does listen to the community of boxing fans that have been supporting the truth for a long time, notice that I did not say supporting Deontay Wilder for a long time. I said supporting the truth, because you don't have to support Deontay Wilder. You don't have to like him. You don't have to think he's the greatest fighter in the world in order to think he needs to be treated fairly. So even if you believe, and I believed, that Deontay Wilder was going to lose the rematch to Tyson Fury if Tyson Fury fought fairly, and that was what I truly believed, it would not matter, because Deontay Wilder deserves the opportunity to actually be treated fairly and get into the ring with Tyson Fury when he actually does not cheat. And the reason why he should be allowed to do that is because Tyson Fury had already agreed to do it. And Tyson Fury does not have any good reason not to, other than him saying, "You hurt my little boo-boo feelings by telling me that I cheated," even though I, Tyson Fury, have already been caught cheating on multiple occasions. Okay? And if a judge actually looked back at your prior actions and said, "Man, what is all this stuff this guy's done?" No, man, maybe he did cheat, and maybe he is trying to run. And if you are cheating and you are trying to run, dog, that's bad faith. You're supposed to fight that guy straight up. And now because he's saying that you didn't fight straight up, and it looks like on tape that you didn't fight straight up, you get to run? Now, see, I don't know for sure what the outcome of anything is going to be, because there's a gag order. And again, when I make these videos, I don't want people to be confused. So I have to now do caveats and say, hey, warning here. This is what I think. This is not something that Deontay Wilder told me. I've never spoken to the man in my life. However, a little birdie did tell me way away from Deontay Wilder that they felt like this fight was going to happen, and they felt like, yeah, this is looking good. And I can't say whether that person was telling the truth or not. The person might have been lying. Actually, I've got like 2 or 3 people that call me saying that they know Deontay Wilder, and the only one that I know for sure that knows him, hey, man, maybe he is telling the truth, maybe he's not. I don't know. All I'm saying is this. Get ready, I hope, to see if Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, what that fight will be fair and square. Because I don't believe, and quite honestly, if you're being honest, neither do you believe that Tyson Fury was being 100% above board. The only thing that you might believe is that Tyson Fury cheated, but come on, man, it's not that bad. But that's not a reason to be able to skate out of a rematch, especially if the guy is saying you cheated and you're saying, yeah, the guy cheated, but it's just not that bad. You know, kind of like Teddy Atlas's position or other people's position that know full well that Tyson Fury did not have a glove on his hand all the way on in the first fight. It's comedic. There's memes out there. I remember back in January and February when people were acting like trying to make memes of the people that were saying Tyson Fury cheated. And what they would do is they would Photoshop stuff to make it look like he wasn't. It was absolutely comedic. But now we are here and it ain't a joke. Now I'm interpreting what Deontay Wilder said. I don't know if cryptic is the right way, but obviously it is a subtle message. It's an veiled message. But what do you do? That's pretty indescribable language. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think. And with that, I'm out. Peace.